So, a few of you will already know this, but business management and marketing are actually the foundations of my educational background. From that knowledge, I bring you why YouTube is making a huge mistake with its current marketing strategy. Okay, so there's a very simple four-step process to running essentially any relatively new company and making a ridiculous amount of money off of it. That process would be
Start up, cash in, sell out, bro down.
okay. I know it's hard to take advice from Eric Cartman, but just hear me out, okay? I wouldn't lead you up the proverbial shit creek on this one. As should be fairly obvious, YouTube is well beyond the starting up and cashing in phases. They're now into what I would call a maintenance phase. There haven't been any major moves to attempt any major innovation, so it would seem as though they're not really looking at reinvention or a boom in growth, but simply looking to cement themselves into a particular market position. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Plenty of businesses pick out a cozy little spot for themselves and then work on their operations and policies around holding on to it. The problem here is that, while holding the top spot as a video hosting platform, they've made the choice to severely limit their revenue potential rather than seizing as much market share as possible, and their most recent advertiser friendly guidelines are a testament to this. It would seem that YouTube is only willing to accept ad content that falls within the C to 14 plus range. I apologize for using Canadian standards, but this is my video, I'm Canadian, and it's what I know. If you want the American or another conversion for it, I'm sure you can figure it out. So, they've accepted the advertisers who fit within the appropriate for everyone up to appropriate for adolescents, and again, this is all within their rights as a business. They don't need to live by any rules except their own and those put out by the government. But here's the part that's causing an issue. YouTube allows for content creators to post things that come a lot closer to the 18 plus rating of content, including videos from war zones, etc. What this does is create a void. So I whipped up a very basic visual aid here for those of you who want more of this so-called production value from my videos. Yeah, suck on this glorious Paint.net masterpiece. Okay, I'm sorry, enough fooling around. Basically, by deeming content that they're willing to host inappropriate for advertisement, they're denying themselves the potential revenue from that material. The point was made by I can't remember who, but I do believe it was Chris Reagan. But again, I can't recall precisely. Either way, it's not a revolutionary observation, but I figured I'd try to give credit. To put it simply, advertisers don't think that people are going to see their material and then see content from an independent creator and think, the audience is going to think we endorse this statement or point of view. They have a preference over what kind of audience views their ads, but that's for efficiency's sake, not the sake of idealistic morality. The key term here is target markets. In the event that some of you don't know what a target market is, it's pretty simple. A target market is a specific group of people that shares a particular list of traits, or enough of a particular list of traits, which make them more likely to be interested in any given product or service than an audience that does not fall within that same description. These traits can be demographic, stuff like race, age, and sex; psychographic, traits like personality, values, attitudes, and interests; behavioristic, details about a consumer like their knowledge about, use of, or response to any given product or service; or geographic, where they are in the world, a certain country, province, region, or even where they are within a particular city. But those are all in-depth topics for another day. All you need to know is what a target market is and why it's important to marketers. So, why are target markets important? When designing an advertising campaign, a marketing agency or the marketing branch of a company, if it's large enough to have its own, will identify the group of people, based on the four items I just listed, who are the most likely to be interested in, willing, and able to buy the product or service being marketed. Every video you release on YouTube is going to be popular with a specific audience, large or small, based on its content. By using accurate tags along with on-topic titles and description keywords, you create a profile for that video. Marketers design their ads to appeal to particular audiences, and they rely on tags, titles, and descriptions to figure out on which videos their particular ad will be the most likely to hit their chosen target market. They're not typically focused on morals and core values, though those are a part of psychographics, but more so on individual interests and behavior. Ever heard about Internet Rule 34? If it exists, there is porn of it to be found somewhere. Well, if there's an internet group out there, or an interest group out there, then there's a target market they fall into, and somebody is looking to market a particular product or service to them. So, we've covered what a target market is and why it's important. But how does this all tie back into YouTube's advertising policies and the mistakes that I believe they're currently making? Well, when they label certain topics or videos unfit for monetization, yet still allow them to be hosted on the site, they're essentially turning away advertising revenue from companies who would be interested in getting their ad campaign in front of the eyeballs of members of their target market who are likely to watch those unfit videos. Just to review YouTube's policy on monetization, quote, content that is considered inappropriate for advertising. Sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humor. Violence, including display of serious injury and events related to violent extremism. Inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language. Promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use, and abuse of such items. Controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. End quote. With that being said, I would like to direct you to your television screen during the primetime viewing hours. For those of you who've made the full conversion to online-only media, go ask to watch some cable programming at a friend's place. And now, make a point of switching between the following channel genres and others: home and garden channels, sports channels, music entertainment channels, and the History Channel or Discovery Channel. While watching, look at the types of ads that get played, and what shows they're being played during. You can bet that this ad placement was no coincidence. Shoe shopping website adverts during What Not to Wear? Napa Auto Parts and AutoZone commercials during Horsepower TV? Well, that doesn't seem too out of place. Travel and tourism spots between segments of House Hunters International? Are you starting to see a trend here? There's no shortage of products and services to be marketed out there, and the range of target markets is as varied as the goods being promoted. So, why is it that YouTube should shy away from allowing marketers to buy ad plays on videos their target markets are likely to be watching? Why deem a video unfit for monetization when the same content being shown in it, the same viewpoints being expressed, and the same debates being had are also being shown during television primetime? The answer? I can't find one. This isn't to say that I think YouTube should be the anything goes Wild West of video hosting sites. But if you're going to allow something to be hosted, and there's an ad campaign out there that's looking to be seen by that audience's eyeballs, and there are marketers looking to reach those eyeballs, then why not take their money and let them? So far as I'm concerned, if their money's good and the content fits the age range and interests of a video or videos on the site, take that money and give them the views they're asking for. So why doesn't YouTube do this? I don't know, but they must have their reasons. Not that I can think of any legitimately good reasons for limiting your earning potential when you're willing to allow the same type of content to be uploaded to your site. If you're going to allow it on your site, why place the moral judgment line just shy of the point at which you can actually make money off of it? To me, that's bad business, and if I were a stockholder, I'd be asking this question to YouTube. On the topic of advertising strategies, why is it that, although you're allowing this particular range of video topics to be hosted on the site, you're not going to capitalize on that same full range of videos by selling ad space to campaigns that wouldn't be out of place during primetime television. Where's the value added in this strategy? And if you know someone with money invested in Google or YouTube, I'd be encouraging them to ask it, because it's a very valid inquiry. Now, it's no secret that this is hurting YouTubers, and if they're losing ad revenue, then make no mistake, YouTube is sacrificing ad revenue in order to stick with this particular advertising situation. The question then becomes, why? There's been plenty of speculation, and rightfully so, but unless someone leaks the email in which the decision-making motivation was specified, we'll probably never know for sure. Is it possible that YouTube is looking to incentivize a very specific set of opinions and views, particularly left-leaning anti-conservative views? Sure it is. And this wouldn't be breaking from the recent pattern of ideologically motivated rather than financially motivated ones made by a social media platform in the last couple of years. To me, this seems the most likely reason, since as someone with a background in business management and marketing and who has run their own small business, there's no business sense apparent in YouTube's strategy here. Some will argue that because the demonetization policies have affected leftist channels like the Young Turks and MTV Braless with Lacey Green, that this isn't the case and that it couldn't be politically motivated. However, the appeal response was fast and favorable in Lacey's case, and I can only imagine that it will be the same case with the Young Turks, though they probably won't be as vocal about getting their videos reinstated as Lacey was. Whatever their reasons, it looks like this policy isn't going anywhere in the near future, and as YouTubers, we're all going to have to learn to deal with it and skirt the issue where possible. However, no one said you have to do so quietly. If you're like me and you oppose this marketing methodology, then be vocal about it and make sure that you do what you can to get your voice heard by those with decision-making power at YouTube. In particular, if you'd like to tweet to Susan Wojcicki, whatever. If you'd like to tweet to YouTube CEO, the official account will be listed in this video's description. Just remember, keeping it civil is your best chance at getting heard and not being dismissed as yet another vitriolic internet punk. Fun fact, even though political conflict is inappropriate for advertising, Susan, the YouTube CEO, just tweeted this from her account. Apparently, there's a disconnect between the CEO and the content guidelines, and plenty of people have noticed. In any case, those are my views on the business side of this whole saga, and honestly, aside from being upset that I'm likely to get demonetized rather frequently going forward, that's about it for my opinion on the matter. As a student of the management and marketing fields and someone with experience owning and operating a business, something just seems to be missing here, and not the least of it is the potential ad revenue. Well, we've come to the end of another video, one made possible by patrons and viewers like you. If you've enjoyed this or any of my other videos, consider supporting me on Patreon. Rewards start with monthly contributions as low as $1, with plenty of options to choose from as you go up the contribution tiers. Want to blow shit up with me in a patrons-only World of Tanks platoon? There's a reward for that. Want to be the first to see my latest series videos and get exclusive access to Patreon-only video series? There's a reward for that too. Feel like shooting the shit about recent events in a patrons-only Google Hangout? There's a reward for that. There's even a reward that lets you dictate the topic for a new JT Viper video. So be sure to check me out at www.patreon.com/JTViper, or just click on the Patreon logo up here in the video. Go ahead, I'll give you a second. Are you clicking yet? No? One more second? Well, fine, I'll get you next time. If you can't afford to support me financially, and of course, even if you can, please be sure to leave a comment, a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more of your favorite Canadian reptile. Have a good one, everybody. And again, thank you for watching.